I love water, but how much should you drink each day? That is one of the most common questions when it comes to your health and well-being, and we're going to answer it once and for all. Hi, it's Kevin, just hoping to make your life a little easier in some way. For me, what that boils down to is your health and well-being. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a 24-year expedition backpacker and a 21-year Ironman triathlete and coach. Water is life, and if you're not hydrated, you're going to be struggling. So what do I tell my athletes and my fellow backpackers, and what have I learned over the years? Well, fortunately for me, I got my start with NOLS. NOLS stands for the National Outdoor Leadership School. Their website is nols.edu. I don't have any affiliation with them, except that I am a NOLS alumni. So years ago, I went on my first major backpacking trip, and we were taught by our NOLS instructors about the importance of hydration. When we were out backpacking, we were taught that our pee should be clear and copious. That was the rule of thumb for how much hydration and water we needed. We've learned from different sources that too clear of urine is being overhydrated, but I would argue that you should do the experiment for yourself and see how you feel when you've been drinking an adequate amount of water each day. Having clear urine is the first step of the equation, and being copious is the second. And by copious, what I mean is when you're going to the bathroom, it is a good, strong stream of urine. I know it's a little bit TMI, but we're talking about your health, and don't you want to know everything possible to be the healthiest and feel the best that you can? That's what we're up to today. What we were also taught in NOLS is that water was basically the first line of defense and the first answer to any problem you might have. If you've got a headache, drink more water. If you're constipated, drink more water. If you have diarrhea, drink more water because the diarrhea is dehydrating you. If you have aches and pains and just don't feel right, drink more water. And if you're just not sure what's going on, drink more water. That's always the key. Now, of course, you don't want to drink too much water because that can lead to hyponatremia. But let me tell you, in the normal day-to-day world that most of us are living in, hyponatremia is such a rare occurrence. When your electrolytes are too low, then you're out of balance, and the consequences can be grave, no doubt. But if you're eating a normal diet throughout the day and you're drinking regularly throughout the day, you'll be fine. Hyponatremia typically will occur when you're sweating profusely and you're using your electrolytes like in a physical activity, and that is when they drop and you're only replacing all that sweat with water. So what we're talking about when it comes to hydration is mainly sticking with clear fluids, some electrolyte replacement, but no calories. Another rule of thumb is drink when you're thirsty. And by that point, it's already getting to be too late. When you feel thirsty, that's your body's defense mechanism letting you know that you're already a couple of percentage points into dehydration. So you really don't want to get to the point of feeling thirsty. You want to constantly be hydrating throughout the day so that you feel good and replenished and you don't feel thirsty. Look, hydration is life. Have you ever noticed how after a big rainstorm, the next day, all the plants and bushes and leaves and grass have grown up so much? Everything is so lush with life. But then you go out to a desert and you're not getting the rainfall and it's just dry and barren and there's no life. Well, plant cells are just like human animal cells. There's really not that much difference. So the more you can hydrate yourself, the more you're going to thrive. I can tell you, when I first started hydrating, really being conscious about it, I felt so much more energetic and less tired. I even didn't need as much sleep at night because I was so well hydrated. I was actually able to get off of caffeine. Although I love coffee, I switched to decaf coffee because I don't need that high and low of the caffeine high and then the caffeine crash. Just by drinking water throughout the day and really being conscious about it, then I was able to keep my energy levels high all day long. Now, we've heard of this rule of thumb, and even doctors talk about it as 8 glasses of water a day. That's how much water a typical person needs. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. 8 ounces of water 8 times a day is only 64 ounces of water. So you're telling me that a 100-pound woman or a 250-pound man both only need 64 ounces of water? That makes no sense. What I would recommend is basing your water intake by your percent of body weight. Now, it's kind of funny. Where did this whole 8 glasses of water come from? Well, years ago, I did some research really trying to find out where is this information coming from, and I couldn't find any studies, but what I did find is that 8 8-ounce glasses was a catchphrase, 8 by 8. It was actually a marketing campaign used to promote drinking water. Now, of course, I'm all a fan of drinking more water, but 8 by 8, sure, it's catchy and it's easy to remember, but it has no validity to it. When you're drinking this much water each day, see how you feel. See how much it affects your well-being. How do you feel? And be the judge for yourself. So an 8-ounce glass of water, that's a typical cup glass of water, right? And most water bottles are about 16 ounces, so that's half a liter, or what I prefer is a 32-ounce water bottle or 1 liter. So my goal is to drink 4 liters a day, but I can tell you, when I drink 5 liters a day, that is when I have the energy, and it's even hard to go to sleep because I'm so wired just from drinking the water. What I've noticed from all my years of experimenting with hydration is that it's better for me to go to bed fully hydrated and get up 1, 2, even 3 times in a night to go to the bathroom rather than being dehydrated through the whole night. I find that getting up at night to go to the bathroom, it's actually easier for me to wake up in the morning. On the flip side, if I go to bed already a little dehydrated, then it's harder for me to get up in the morning. So what I would still recommend is drinking water throughout the day, and if you can be fully hydrated going to bed, you're gonna sleep better and probably wake up easier. Back to this myth of 8 by 8, which makes no sense, of having an absolute number no matter what size person you are. What I like to recommend to my athletes is drink 2/3 of your body weight, measured in pounds, in ounces of water per day. So if you weigh 100 pounds, then your goal is 66 ounces of water per day minimum, okay? Now, that may sound like a lot of water right now, so try starting at 50% of your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weigh 100 pounds, then that's just 50 ounces of water. If you weigh 200 pounds, it's 100 ounces of water, okay? And then work up from there to the 2/3. Now, when I'm drinking water, like I said earlier, I'm only talking about clear fluids that have no calories at all. Okay, I don't count coffee, I don't count sport drink, I don't count the water in food. That's all negligible, or let's call it bonus hydration. So the water that you're drinking is not your food, and it's also not the hydration that you're using during exercise. That's going to be extra for what you need just to get through your workout. So the hydration, that 2/3 of your body weight in ounces of water per day, that is all before workout, after workout. It is what's included, that what you're drinking in a meal, as long as it's a clear fluid with no calories at all. But of course, electrolytes every now and then is a great option. If you're wondering how you might get those electrolytes, I would recommend maybe a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt because that has a lot of minerals also in it. So what I'm recommending is do the experiment for yourself and see how you feel based on how much water you're drinking. I would argue that most people are significantly underhydrated, and that's why we go to the sugar and the caffeine and whatever mechanism to try to keep us awake and alert throughout the day. But if you're drinking enough water and you're going to the bathroom and it's clear and copious, every hour or so, then you're probably hydrating really well. So once you've done the experiment and you're getting used to drinking more water and really hydrating well, let us know in the comments how it went for you. Tell others what your experience has been, and let's see if we can get the whole community better hydrated. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, please hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. Also, if you're interested in more health and wellness videos, that's what this channel is really going to be all about. Living your best life, feeling as good as possible, and hopefully making your life as easy as possible. So please subscribe to my channel and definitely hit that notification bell. I'm not quite on a regular schedule for my videos because I'm just getting into the whole YouTube channel, but I want you to be notified whenever a new video comes out. Until next time, peace, love, and connect.